Hey there, in this video, I want to share 5 tips, tricks, basically anything that falls under the umbrella of things in Figma that have helped expedite my workflow. So hopefully you can give them a try and they benefit you as well. So starting off with tip number 1, and that is to define the columns in my grid as variables. So on my canvas right now, I have your standard 1440 artboard, and I went ahead and already added in a 12-column grid. And for this 12-column grid, I have it set to stretch with a margin of 80 and 20 pixel gutters. And what I like to do is I like to add 12 rectangles for each size of the grid. So I went ahead and already did that, so I'll move over here, and we can see that I have 12 rectangles for each length of the grid. So this first one represents 1 column, the second rectangle represents 2 columns, and this third one represents 3 columns, so on and so forth. And what I like to do is I like to define each one of these rectangles as a variable size. So I'll go to this first one where it says the width of 88. I'll create a variable and I'll give it the name of 1 column, and I'll create that variable. Then I can go to my second rectangle and I can create another variable, give the name of 2 column, and I can repeat this for all 12 rectangles. And once I have all 12 defined as variables, I can easily structure things on my page. So I'll go back to the one that doesn't have the rectangles, and I can paste in my heading from the previous page. So I'll paste it in, and I can align it to this left edge, and I can easily adjust the column lengths. So I can go here and I can say 1 column, I can have it 3 column, 6 column, and 8 column. Whatever I want to try, I can easily select one of the columns in the grid to adjust items on my canvas. Tip number 2 has to do with buttons or text links that have arrows in it. Now, for the longest time when I wanted to design a button or a text link that had an arrow, I would type out the text of the button and then draw out the arrow using the arrow tool. But I recently learned a much more efficient way of doing things. So I'll grab the text tool and I'll type out a text link so I can have it say something like learn more. And then instead of opting for the arrow tool, I can hit a space, and then I could use the dash key and then the greater than key. And then I'll get the glyph version of the arrow that comes with my font. So I'll go dash and then greater than, and it turns into the arrow that comes with, in my case, enter type. So I'll backspace and repeat it once more. So I can go dash and then greater than, and then it turns into the forward arrow. For tip number 3 is to copy your frame as a PNG image. Now, Figma is a great collaboration tool. You can leave comments and work with others, but sometimes you need to show your design to people outside of Figma, like in an email or a Slack chat. And so what you could do is you want to quickly copy the design as a PNG image. You can select your frame, and using the shortcut on a Mac, Command-Shift-C or Control-Shift-C on Windows, you can copy your design as a PNG and it will copy it to your clipboard. So to demonstrate, I'll add a new page and I can call this PNG, and I can click anywhere on the canvas and I'll use the shortcut Command V to paste it in, and I have an image of my design that I can share outside of Figma. And tip number 4 has to do with exporting assets. How many times have you tried to export an image in your design? So I'll select my hero image, for example. And when you go and export, it exports as a zip folder. Now, there's nothing inherently wrong with having a zip folder, but if you want to just export the image, it's one more step you have to unzip and then grab it, and it's one less step you want to try to deal with. Well, the reason it's exporting as a zip folder is because if you look at my frame name, it says homepage / and then 1. This / is the reason it's exporting as a zip folder. So if I click here and rename this and just remove the / to make it homepage 1, I can go back and select this hero image, export the JPEG, and now it'll just export the hero image without the zip folder. And finally, for tip number 5 is Figma is really great for selecting a logo. So I'll select this hero in my nav bar, and I can right click and copy as an SVG, and I can get the SVG code. But the cool thing is that the reverse is also true. So I have a CodePen tab opened with this logo right here, and I can go ahead and copy the entire SVG code. So I'll go Command C, and if I was to go back into Figma, I can click anywhere on my canvas and hit Command V, and it will paste in that SVG code as an editable vector graphic. So I can make modifications and then recopy it as an SVG. So I'll select this G, for example, and I can change the color. I'll go to another one so we can demonstrate, and I'll change to a different color. And this is a bad example, but I'll select the frame, right click, copy as SVG. I can go back into CodePen, delete this, and paste our new one in. And now I have my modified logo with the baby blue G&M. So there you go. Those are 5 tips that have helped me in my workflow when using Figma. Hope they help in your projects as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.